Imagine walking through the streets of Rome in the early 1600s. You hear shouting, swords clashing, someone running from the police. Now imagine the guy causing all that chaos is also one of the greatest painters who ever lived. This was the life of Caravaggio, the most dangerous painter in history. A man who painted masterpieces by day and started fights by night. And honestly, if Caravaggio were alive today, he probably wouldn't be trending on an art website. He'd be trending on crime news. The tennis match that turned into murder. In 1606, Caravaggio was playing a game in Rome. Not painting, not sketching, playing something similar to tennis, a game called palla corda. Everything was going fine until it wasn't. During the match, Caravaggio started arguing with another man named Ranuccio Tomassoni. Nobody knows exactly why they were fighting. Some historians say it was about gambling, others say it was about a woman. But with Caravaggio, it could honestly have been something like, "Hey, that was my tennis ball." Either way, the argument escalated quickly. And remember, this is 1600s Rome, where people carried swords the way people today carry smartphones. So the argument turned into a duel. Steel flashes, people shouting, chaos in the street. And in the middle of it all, Caravaggio kills Tomassoni. Just like that, the most talented painter in Rome becomes a fugitive murderer. The Pope issues a sentence called Bando Capitale, which basically means anyone who finds Caravaggio can legally cut off his head. So Caravaggio does what any reasonable artist would do. He runs for his life. Now, if you think the murder story means Caravaggio only had one bad day, oh no, this man had many bad days. One night, Caravaggio goes to dinner at a tavern. He orders a plate of artichokes. Simple enough. The waiter brings the dish, and Caravaggio asks a very specific question. Were these cooked in butter or in oil? The waiter replies, they're all cooked the same way. Apparently, this was not the correct answer. Caravaggio gets angry, very angry. Instead of complaining like a normal customer, he grabs the plate and throws the artichokes directly at the waiter's face. Food flying everywhere, artichokes rolling across the floor, customers staring in shock. Police reports from the time literally recorded the incident. Imagine being the officer writing that down. Yes, sir, the suspect assaulted the waiter with vegetables. This was the strange contradiction of Caravaggio. He was violent, impulsive, constantly getting arrested, but at the same time, he was painting revolutionary masterpieces like Judith beheading Holofernes, The Calling of St. Matthew, paintings so dramatic and realistic that they completely changed the history of art. So the next time you see a calm, beautiful painting in a museum, just remember, the guy who painted it might have been running from the police after throwing artichokes at someone. And in the case of Caravaggio, that's not even the craziest story. If you want more crazy anecdotes about the most famous people in history, subscribe and hit the like button so you don't lose the next video. Peace out.